Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, deliver us from the wicked one.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us for our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, deliver us from the wicked one.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in Shamaim. All praises once again to the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashiach, Wamalak, Yahweh Shai, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four corners of the earth. I say Shalom, Wa Baruchim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait till the day when the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, back in our own land with a heart of flesh and no more a heart of stone, with our enemies, our adversaries, and all those who hate us under our feet. Hallelujah. All praises to the Almighty Yah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. I'm joined this evening by my most esteemed Ak Kenaniah. Shabbat Shalom, Aki.
Khan, Shabbat Shalom, Aki. Call Halal Yahweh. Bahashem, Hamashiach, Wa Malak, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah.
Yes, indeed. All praises to Yahweh in the name of his beloved Son, Yahweh Shai, the Messiah. Bless you. Hallelujah. It is another Sabbath Yom, but this is a very special Sabbath because this is a high Sabbath, because this is also the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All praises to the Almighty Yah. He has brought us through another season, into another Abib, and into another feast of Pesach, as well as unleavened bread. Abba has been so very wonderful, and we just praise his name and thank him for all that he has done for us and through us throughout all of these years. Hallelujah. Praise you, Abba Yah.
Hallelujah.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get to. We are in the last set of chapters for the book of Shophetim, Judges, and we're picking up today at chapter 15. And these chapters are fairly short, so this will probably go pretty easy, pretty smooth, pretty quick. So bear with us and continue to pray for us. And bless the name of Yahweh, man. He's just so magnificent. And
God.
I'm just so thankful to even know his name, that he thought enough of me to send that information my way, you know. And
Mhm.
I'm thankful for him. I'm just so thankful. This is the book of Shophetim of Judges, chapter 15. Samson burns Philistines' crops. Slacky, before I jump into that, we left off last week. Shimshon was just really getting started, and he dealt with the Philistines and kept his word and gave them what it was that he told them he would give. But I think he took it from them and gave it to them.
Mhm.
He gave them the 30 sheets and the 30 changes of clothes of garments. Well, I think he took it from 30 of them and gave it over to them. So let's see where he is now. So right here we see at the headlines, he's burning the crops. Verse 1. But it came to pass when after a while after, in the time of the wheat harvest, that Shimshon visited his wife with the kid, and he said, "I will go into my I will go in to my wife into the chamber," but her father would not suffer him to go in. And her father said, uh, "I verily thought that you had utterly hated her; therefore I gave her unto your companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray you, instead of her." And Shimshon said concerning them, "Now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure." So basically, uh, what we just read there was that Shimshon had his father-in-law gave his wife to another man.
Mhm.
And that's what the scriptures teaches us. We can't do that. You cannot prostitute your daughter that calls her to be a whore. That's way out of line with us. Now, for these heathen, they don't have any such commandment because the Most High haven't given them any such commandment. The only way they would have anything like that is if they stole it from us. So crazy. Continuing here, verse 4. And Shimshon went and caught uh, 300 foxes and took firebrands and and turned tail to tail and put firebrands in the midst between two tails. And when he set Slacky, and when he had set the bands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines and burnt up both the stocks and also the standing corn and the vineyard and the olives. So he done set the whole situation on fire. Shimshon is not a cat that you mess with, that you're not a cat that you try to,
God. God.
because he will get you back.
Mhm.
Verse 6. Then the Philistines said, "Who have done this?" And they answered, "Shimshon." And the son-in-law of uh, the night, Timnite,
Timnite. God.
Timnite, okay, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burned her and her father with fire. So they were so angry, they decided they're going to kill their own people because they know they can do next to nothing with Shimshon because Shimshon about that action. All right, verse 7. And Shimshon said unto them, "Though you have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and after that I have ceased, and after that I will cease." Like, I'm gonna handle y'all, and then I'm gonna be done. Verse 8. And he smote the hip, and he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter. And he went down and dwelled in the top of a rock, uh, Etam,
Con.
Etam, Tam or Tom, Tam. It should be Tam, so Etam. Verse 9. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Yehuda and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Yehuda said, "What are you come up against us?" And they said, "To bind Shimshon, and we came up to do him this as he had done to us." So now they ready to get at Shimshon, and they went to Yehuda to do it. Funny how they come to Yehuda when Shimshon gets from dying. That's an interesting dynamic that they would go to Yehuda rather than dying. Verse 11.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
Salakia, at
Oh, go ahead.
this point in history, uh, I'm not sure if the Danites have secured their territory. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they had were able to drive out all of that nation that was there. So I think this is why Shimshon is even down in this area,
Okay.
because yeah, the land of the Philistines was near the land of Yahweh, and the
Okay.
land of Dan was closer to Syria.
Oh, okay. I got you. That makes sense then. Yeah, I didn't.
Con.
Now that you mentioned that, I do remember that we did read. Um, I think it was in Joshua about the Danites
Mhm.
and them not dealing with those Canaanites as of yet. So I mean, this is near the end of Judges, but yeah, they probably haven't procured because I don't remember any changes since that time. So they already haven't. They probably have not solidly procured that land just yet. So seemed like they would have with Shimshon. Seemed like he should have went in there
Indeed.
and handled it.
But the Most High had other plans for him.
Yeah, kind of, exactly. Yeah. All right. Continuing here, verse 11. Then 300 or 3,000 men of Yehuda went on top of the rock in Etam and said unto Shimshon, Knoweth you not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that you have done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done unto them.
Mhm.
Look, that is the answer that that's
One
how
man army, one man
yeah,
army. Like he didn't ask for any help. You know what I mean? He just went to it.
I was gonna say that sounds like something I would say.
God,
Hey,
God.
they did it to me, so I did it to them, to get them guys. Verse 12. And they said unto him, We are come down to bind you and to deliver you into the hand of the Philistines. And Shimshon said unto them, Swear unto me that you will not fall upon me yourselves. And they spoke unto him, saying, No, la'ah, but we will bind you fast and deliver you into their hands. But surely we will not kill you. And they bound him with two new cords, and they brought him up from the rock. And when they came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the spirit of Yahweh came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax, and they that was burnt with fire, and the bands loosened from off his hands. So this binding that they did, these things were like nothing because in Shimshon's hands, when the spirit of Yahweh came on him, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they basically turned into ash.
God.
Oh, that's magnificent there. Verse 15. And he found a new jawbone of a donkey. Now, I don't remember us seeing that new on there before. And we probably did, but it's caught my eye this time. I wonder why that's there. Why is it a new jawbone? Um, What's the significance there? Let's continue. And put forth his hand and took it and slew 1,000 men therewith. So let me just look at that real quick. And look, it's got a
Con.
Strong's number.
And
Oh,
I'm thinking it's because it was. I'm trying to visualize it. So this would have been something that had just happened, I believe.
yeah,
This wouldn't have been deteriorated. You know how if it'd been older, it would
yeah,
have been probably brittle and
yeah,
maybe with holes in it or something. But
yeah,
this one was fresh and whole.
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Fresh, new. So, okay, that is a significant reason. It's only mentioned two times, though. It's mentioned here in Judges, and it's also mentioned in Isaiah 1 and 6. So, and there is purifying.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's interpreted.
So that is interesting. And you said purifying.
Am I looking at the right? P U
Let me
T
see.
R I F
Uh, petrifying.
petrifying, Slacky. Okay, my bad. Petrifying. My bad. I read that incorrectly. So,
But
uh,
and see, but that doesn't really. When I think of something petrified, I think of something that is decaying or something. So
hmm,
that's kind of like the opposite of new in my mind.
yeah, interesting. Interesting. So the two times that it's used, they're almost used in opposite ends of the spectrum.
It kind. Now
Petrified.
I think it is something significant with this new, and the reason where I'm going, you know, Shaul says that the weapons of our warfare are spiritual and not
Hmm.
carnal.
Hmm.
So it might be something spiritual about this jawbone.
Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, because you've never heard of somebody using a jawbone to slay 1,000 men.
Con.
So this had to be something supernatural. Of course, Shimshon had the spirit of the Most High with him. Uh, as long as
But
he
maybe
stayed.
we need to get a definition of that petrifying. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I pronounced it wrong.
Well, it's the same word. It's the same. Here we go back to it. It's the same exact. Ironically, it's the same number. The word is tari,
Con. Tariq.
tari there, and it's fresh and new. That's the definitions of it. So when we come down here, we see it's an adjective as describing fresh or only feminine singular. Let's get into all of this stuff. So it's only used in these two places, and right here it's
And
just
I
saying,
just I just pulled that definition out of petrifying, and it is indeed to decay and producing a strong, unpleasant smell.
okay. Hmm. I wonder why they use that word here. So that's interesting. That's really interesting because, like I said, these are like opposite words,
Con.
but they're using the same word for opposite words. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I wonder why that is the case. Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm just curious about that, as I hadn't noticed that new there before when we read this before, but it kind of stuck out to me this time. So uh, we'll have to look deeper into that and try to figure out,
Mhm.
why is that used only two times and then on opposite ends for that particular word. So continue in verse 16. And Shemshon said, with a jawbone of a donkey, heaps upon heaps, with the jawbone of a donkey have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he would cast away the jawbone out of his hand and called the place uh, Ra- uh,
Ramath Lehi.
Ramath Lehi. Yeah, I wouldn't have got that one. Ramath Lehi. Let's look at that. I don't remember us looking at that, or if we did, I don't recall. For monthly high, which means height of a jawbone. Okay, so I
Hmm.
think we did look at that because I seem like I vaguely remember that height of a jawbone. So, all right, continuing here, verse 18. And he was sore athirst, and called on Yahweh and said, "You have given me a great deliverance unto the hand of your servant, and now shall I die of thirst and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised?" But the Most High claimed a hollow place that was in the jawbone, and there came water out thereof. And 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 when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof
In
uh,
Hakor.
in Hakor, which is in Lehi until this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. And he, which I don't remember that. Maybe looking at it will help me remember. I know we would have looked
Mhm.
at that. And then uh, Hor, spring of one call, spring of one calling. Okay, so basically that means that's because he asked for it, he was given it. So that's why it's called the spring of one calling. Hmm. Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's continue. Chapter 16 here, verse 1. Shimshon's weakness. So then went Shimshon unto Gaza and saw there an harlot and went in unto her. So he just breaking all the rules. You know what I'm saying? He just
Con.
he's pretty wild. He done took the honey from the dead lion and gave it to his parents and ate it himself. Here he done went to a harlot and yeah, Shimshon is wild. Verse
Con.
2. And it was told in Gaza, saying, Shimshon has come hither, and they can pass him and laid in wait for him all the night at the gate of the city, and were quiet all night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him. You haven't been able to kill him ever. So how is it you thinking you're gonna get the upper hand on him at this point? Let's see. Verse 3. And Shimshon laid till midnight, and arose at midnight, and took the door of the gate of the city, and the two posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and
Con.
put
Con.
Shimshon another level of cat, man. This brother here, this brother is something else here. And put them upon his shoulders, and carried them to the top of the hill that that is before Hebron.
Con.
Uh, yeah.
You would ask why it was that these Philistines from Gaza were thinking that they were going to be able to overtake him, but
Right.
like, what was he doing? He was in their mind. He's in here with this harlot. We're going to be able to take him while he's in the act. It'll be easier
Uh-huh.
for us to get him now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Yeah. He in there
Con.
fooling with a harlot. So yeah, that surely his power won't be with him then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Kind. Verse 4. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorok, whose name was Delilah. This is downfall, by the way, if you don't know the story. Verse 5. And the masters of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, uh, entice him and see wherein his great strength lies, and by what means we may prevail against him, and we may bind him and afflict him, and we will give you three. We will give you every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver. So that's a pretty hefty, fee. That's like a whole bunch
Mm-hmm.
of people coming up to you and be like, "We'll give you a 2 week check if you will do this thing for us." And you got 20 or 30 people, or probably more than that, probably 50 people. So that's a lot of money. That's a whole
Con.
lot. Yeah.
And it's wild out because this is still a strategy, a popular strategy now, even
Yeah.
today, of getting your mark.
Yep.
You use a beautiful woman to
Yep.
draw him in, catch his attention, and then rob him or do whatever it is you're trying to do. This is still being done today.
Yep. Because a brother let his guard way down when it comes to that woman. You
Con.
know, that woman he digging. You let that guard way down. He go from height, the height of security to completely lackadaisical.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. And Delilah said unto Shimshon, Tell me, I pray you, wherein your great strength lie, and where you might be bound and to afflict you. So effectively, she asking him, Tell me how I can kill you. How can I kill you?
Con.
Where's your strength? Where's your strength? And how can I get by your strength? This is crazy. Like, bro, why? Why would you share this information ever, especially to a heathen? I dig that you. I mean, I don't dig it, but I get that you like this woman and you enjoy the time with her, whatever the case. Uh, I think that's crazy in itself. But I certainly wouldn't answer this question. Tell me how I can kill you. How can I afflict you? How can I put you under my control without you being able to get away? Like, are you crazy? Like
Con.
that's the deal breaker right there. That's the end of the relationship. Yes, I'm a,
Not lie.
okay. Kind. Verse 7. And Shemshon said unto her, If you bind me with 7 green uh, withs that it will never dry, then shall I be weak and as other men. So he playing with her. Yeah, if you do this, I normally I'm stronger than the average, but if you just do this little thing to me, then you know I'll be like a regular man then. Verse 8. Then the masters of the Philistines brought up the 7 green which were not been dried, and she bound him with them. So she's the one that's doing this to him.
Mm-hmm.
What is he thinking about? I don't understand this. I don't understand his thinking.
I'm thinking that it's the way that she's probably doing it, or the way that she's probably in his mind. He's thinking that she's just playing. You know, this is yeah. It's like maybe they wrestling around or something, and
Yeah,
she's just acting like she's trying to find a way to overcome him. You know,
yeah.
he's probably he can't be thinking that she's going to give this information to the Philistines where they can kill me.
I mean, it doesn't seem that way. It doesn't seem like that would be possible. But man, this is crazy. Continue here, verse 9. Now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. So they're in the chamber with them, and he don't even know they're there, apparently. And she said unto him, The Philistines be upon you, Shimshon. And he break the whisk as he as a thread of token is broken when he touched it with fire. So his strength was not known. So okay, he tell her this. It happens, and then all of a sudden the Philistines are there. Surprise! You know what I'm saying? Like he playing himself. He playing himself for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was like, maybe he think they playing. Like the only one playing it, he playing himself. He literally playing
Mm-hmm.
himself. He should have grabbed that woman by the throat and choked her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not advocating domestic abuse. I know I gotta say go into this whole dialogue now about how it's wrong to do these things and so on and so forth. But in this particular situation, this woman is out for his head. She's out to kill him. And instead of him taking it serious and dealing with it as he should have, he's playing games with her. And I know he's thinking in his mind that, I'm Shimshon. I can do that. Yeah, until you couldn't. Let's continue. Verse 10. And Delilah said unto Shimshon, behold, you have mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray you, wherefore might be bound. Tell me seriously this time. Tell me how I can kill you.
God.
You know, verse 11. And he said unto her, if you will bind me fast with new ropes which were never occupied, then shall I be weak and be as other men. He's still playing with her. Yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
do that, man. Same situation. Verse 12. Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon you. This is a pattern. Okay, the first time I give you that. Okay, the first time I give him that. This second, now, come on now. The Simpsons, the Simpsons, the Philistines be upon you, Simpson. And there were liars in wait, abiding in the chamber. So they in the chamber again. And he break them off of his arms like a thread. So he's able to escape. He's able to do his regular thing. Verse 13. And Delilah said unto Shimshon, hitherto you have mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith you might be bound. And he said unto her, so she, like, how you gonna keep lying to me? Tell me how to kill you. He said unto her, if you would, hold on, if you weave the 7 locks of my head with web, and she fastened it with a pin, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon you. Like, bro, this is not even a game anymore. This is not even funny. This is not even like he should have got rid of this woman. Like the first time I give him, the second time he playing himself. This third time, it's not even funny. It's not even. It's not
God.
even. You know what I'm saying? This shouldn't even have happened. Like he should have continued. But okay, continuing here. And he awakened out of his sleep and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web. And verse 15, Delilah extracts his secret. And she,
Slack, y'all. Can you imagine that scene though, with
yeah,
him popping up real quick,
yeah.
and this beam is tied to his head, and he's running out of the room with this beam, this long beam tied to his head.
Right. Yeah, it's
It's
amazing
off the
strength.
movie.
Yeah, this amazing strength that this brother got, man. That just, you just can't even combat because you can't
Con,
even deal with him because he got this strength that is not even human. It's not even like a
con.
human that he's strong. So, uh, verse 15. She said to him, how can you say you love me with your heart is not with me? You have mocked me these 3 times and have not told me wherein your strength lies. And it came to pass when she had pressed him daily with her words and urged him so that his soul was vexed unto death. If your soul gonna be vexed unto death, it need to be her, not him.
Con. Con.
Because I'm saying, now, be realistic. Now we're talking about a wartime situation. You in the midst of wartime. You got people oppressing your people. You are the judge, the leader of your people, and you over here with the enemy. First of all, and she is trying to call herself play you, but you having fun with it like it's a game. And now she wearing you out with all of this talking, blah 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 blah, and all he's hearing is, "I wish this lady shut up." But he's not dealing with her like that because he likes her, he loves her, he wants to be, like, no, man, you got to get rid of her. She got to go. This is an
Mhm.
enemy of the state of Israel. She got to go. You playing too many games. You playing yourself, truthfully. But continuing here, verse 17. That he told her all his heart and said unto her, "There have not a razor come upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto the Most High from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I will become weak and like any other man." And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called the masters of the Philistines, saying, "Come up at this once, for he hath told me all his heart." And the masters of the Philistines came up unto her and brought her money in her hand. And brought money in her hand. So they didn't paid it because they confident that this is it.
Mhm.
And she made him to sleep on her knees. And she called the man, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. It should have been the 7 cornrows of his head. Uh, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, "The Philistines be upon you, Shimshon." And he awoke out of his sleep and said, "I will go out as other times before and shake myself." And he risked not that Yahweh was departed from him. So he didn't even know that he was by himself. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and brought him with feathers of brass and did get and he did grind in the prison house. So now he's locked away. They got him. Verse 22. Howbeit, the hair of his head began to grow again after he was shaved. So his hair started growing even faster. Even
Mhm.
started growing back in already. Verse 23. And the masters of the Philistines gathered them together for an offering for a great sacrifice unto this fish demon, which was their deity, and to rejoice, for they said, "Our idol, our false idol at that, have delivered Shimshon, our enemy, into our hands." No, Shimshon, being a knucklehead, delivered him into your hands because that's exactly what he did, and that's exactly why he should have karate chopped that woman. Got rid of her and been done with that. And yeah, he got rid of a bunch of them. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been so many more, if he would have went about this the right way. Verse 24. And when the people saw him, they praised their deity, for they said, "Our deity hath delivered into our hands our enemy and the destroyer of our country, which slew many of us." So, you know what I'm saying? They already had great fear for Shimshon for all the work that he had done. And that was through the power of the Most High that was come upon him. So
Mhm.
really that fear and that admiration is really for the Most High. But, they're not going to deal with him. They're dealing with their fish deity. They believe in some fish. And that's awful strange because I've seen the so-called Pope with a fish little thing. Uh,
Yeah, come.
yeah, yeah. So they deal with that thing as well. Doggone
Mhm.
heathen. Verse 25. And it came to pass when their hearts were merry that they said, "Call for Shimshon, and he may make us sport." and they called for Shimshon out of the prison house, and he made them sport, and they set him between between the pillars. Now, I don't know if we looked at this sport here. What is that? What are they talking about? We might have looked at it, but I don't recall. That's Toshaka Hawk.
Con.
All right. Okay, to laugh, to mock, to play. So they brought him in to make fun of him, basically. Like, look,
Hmm.
he don't know what's
I
going
want
on.
to use. Oh, Slakia.
Okay.
I was gonna say I want to use. I want to say that that word is used in Proverbs as well. That sport.
Okay, I got it in Bereshit quite a few times in Bereshit, and then in Exodus a couple times, and then in Judges here these two times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
No, no, you're good. Huh? Good. Yeah. So that time where Abraham, uh, where he laughed in his heart, then Abraham,
Con, when he came, the messenger came to him.
yeah,
Hmm.
boy that is 100 years old, so he laughed. So that was the same word when Sarah laughed. That was the same word. So it looks like it's laughed quite a few times, and then mocked. Uh, so it's used there. They took him as somebody who mocked his son-in-law's lot. So all right, slack you. Verse 26. And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, and that I may lean upon them. Now the house was full of men and women, and the masters of the Philistines were there. And there was upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Shimshon made sport. Shimshon and his is avenged. Verse 28.
Hmm.
And Shimshon called unto Yahweh and said, O Master Yahweh, remember, I pray you, and strengthen me. I pray you, only this once, O Master, or O Yahweh, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines for my two eyes.
Hmm.
Like, I'm gonna get these jokers back, but putting out my eyes.
Yeah, con.
Verse 29, for my two eyes. And Shimshon took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, from the one with the right hand and the other with his left. And Shimshon said, let me die with the Philistines. And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon upon the masters, and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew in his death were more than he slew in his life. Then the brethren of the house, Slacky, then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him in Zohar and uh, Escala,
Saul.
Escala, in the burying place of Moniah,
Noah.
Manoah, his father. Oh yeah, Manoah, that's his father. I'm tripping. And he judged Israel 20 years. He could have had more time if he would have been about that business. So
Indeed, I mean, again, it was the Most High's, doing.
yeah, indeed.
We just know what he would have been capable of to do. But
Mhm.
that was a mission that the Most High gave to another man.
Yeah. You're right, Aki. You're right, definitely. You know, I just hate that he played with that with that whole situation like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I hope that's written there for our learning and that we can learn from this, not to fall into this trap. You know, our people still have not learned from this because you still got, here we are oppressed in this country and in every country scattered throughout the entire earth. And you still got our people dealing with the daughters of the other nations as if, you know, this is the thing to do. So
Hmm.
we're not learning anything. You know what I'm saying? These are written for our learning, but we're not learning from it. So we got to get our heads right. We got to get our minds, our spirits right, and do these things properly and in order. And I know some people, somebody hearing this now and saying, "Oh, you can't say that. Everybody's not Delilah." Yeah, okay. Again, these things are written for our learning, so you got to learn from these things. All
Con.
right. Continuing, the Book of Judges, or Shophetim, uh, chapter 17. Micah's idolatry, verse 1. And there was a man in Ephraim whose name was Micah. And he said unto his mother, the 1,100 shekels of silver that were taken from you, about which were your, about which you, what is that? Curlis?
And it's
Curlis? About you Curlis? Like Curlis. C-U-R, well, there's no L.
cursed it. Yeah, con. Yeah, I had to look at it a second. Curse it.
Yeah, okay. So like to curse, like to, you know, put
Hmm.
evil out. Okay. I was like, try to get that. Okay, continue. And and spake of also in my ear, behold, the silver is with me. I took it. And his mother said, blessed are you of Yahweh, my son. And when he had restored the 1,100 shekels of silver to his mother said, I will wholly dedicate the silver unto Yahweh from my hand of my son, and make a graven image and a molten image. Now, therefore, I will restore it unto you. Did I read that right? She said, I will wholly dedicate the silver unto Yahweh from my hand of my son to make a graven image and a
Con.
molten image. Now, therefore, I will restore it unto you. So, if am I, okay. Was she saying that I was going to do this initially and now I'm not? I'm going to dedicate, I'm going to restore it to you, talking to the Most High? Or is she saying now that I've gotten this back, I'm going to make an image and and an idol? Because
Oh
I'm
no,
not,
it was to make an image. It looks like unto Yahweh.
yeah,
However, we're told not to do like how the other nations do.
exactly. We're not to do that. So, all right, continuing here, verse 4. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and and his mother took 200 shekels of silver and gave them to the founder, who made thereof a graven image and a molten image. And they were in the house of Micah. Good grief. Verse 5.
Con.
And the man Micah had an house of idols, and made an ephod and a teraphim, and consecrated one of his sons to become a priest. In those days, there was no king in Israel, but every man did that which was right in his own eyes.
Con.
Yeah, crazy. And there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Yehuda, of the family of Yehuda, who was a Levite, and he sojourned there. And the man departed out of the city of Bethlehem, Yehuda, to sojourn there. He could find a place. Well, to sojourn where he could find a place. And he came to Mount Ephraim in the house of Micah, and he sojourned, and he journeyed, as he journeyed, Verse 9. And Micah said unto him, Where are you coming from? And he said unto him, I am a Levite from Bethlehem, Yehuda, and I go to sojourn where I find my place. And Micah said unto him, Dwell with me, and be unto me a father and a priest, and I will give you 10 shekels of silver by a year, and a suit of apparel, and your victuals. And the Levite went in, and the Levite was content to dwell with the man. And the young man, uh, unto him was as one of his sons. And Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became a priest and was in the house of Micah. And when Micah, then said Micah, uh, now know that Yahweh will do me good, seeing that a Levite is my priest. Like, who else would be a
Mm.
priest at this time? I mean, who else would be a priest?
Come. And I'm wondering, okay, so this priest or this Levite is coming from the territory of Bethlehem, Yehuda.
Mhm.
So is that where the sons of Aharon had their inheritance?
Well, they dwell in various places. They dwelled everywhere. The Levites
Okay.
did because they didn't get an inheritance because they were the Most High was their inheritance. Um,
But
as they,
it just seems like he would have known, like every priest is a Levite, but not every Levite is a priest.
yeah, yeah, because you got to be of the sons of Aaron to be a priest.
Khan.
Be of that particular line. So well at this time it was so interesting. All right, continuing here. There's the book of Shophetim, chapter 18, and verse 1. Then I seek territory or seek territory. Yeah, so this is where they're gonna get their territory at. So I think you was
Hmm.
right, Shimshon, indeed. Verse 1. In those days there was no king in Israel, and in those days the tribe of Dan sought them an inheritance to dwell in. And unto that day there was no inheritance had not found unto them among the tribes of Israel. And the children of Dan sent their families 5 men from the coast, men of valor, from Zohor and from Escola, Estola, to spy the
Hmm.
land and search it. And they said unto them, Go, search the land. Who then they came, who when they came to Mount Ephraim, the house of Micah, they lodged there. And when they were by the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man, the Levite, and they turned to him there and said to him, Who brought you here? And what make you in this place? And what make you in this place? And he said unto, and what and what have you here? Like, who brought you here? What you doing here? And who got you here? Verse 4. That's like three of the same question. Uh, verse 4. And he said to them, Thus, and to deal Michael with me, and have hired me, and I am a priest. I am his priest. Hmm. So I don't know if it was customary for the priest to be hired by anybody. I don't know if we've seen that. I don't think we've seen that before. You're gonna be my
Khan.
priest. Like, strange. Verse 5. And they said unto him, As counsel, I pray you of the Most High, that we may know whether we may go the way which we go shall be prosperous. Like, well, tell us this. If we go where we're going, is it going to work out for us? And the priest said unto them, Go in shalom before Yahweh. It is your way wherewith you go. Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna be all right. Then the
Mm-hmm.
5 men departed and came to Laish and saw the people therein that were therein, and how they dwelled careless after the manner of the Zidonians, uh, quiet and secure. And there was no magistrate in the land that they might put them to shame at anything in anything, and that and they were far from the Zidonians and had no business with any man. So you see these people isolated and unprotected. They got no means of security, and they just chilling like it's nothing. And they came unto their brethren the Zidonians at Escalo or Escola, and their brethren said unto them, what say you? And they said, arise, we may go up against them. We have seen the land, and behold, it is very good. And are they still? Be not slothful to go and uh, enter to possess the land. Like we can go take this thing right now. These jokers up here sleeping, they in there chilling. We can go in here and smite them so easy. Let's go get it right now. It's ours for the taking right now. Verse 10. I imagine they excited. Boy, they like, whoo, we gonna have us a place. You know what I'm saying? Like they amped up. Verse 10. When you go, you shall come to you shall come unto a people secure in a large land, for the Most High have given it unto your hands, a place where you shall not, where there is not want of anything in the earth. And when Slakia, and there went from there Slakia, and there went from there of the family of the Danites out of Zahor and out of Escola 600 men appointed with weapons of war. So they ready for battle now. They ready to take it over. Verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
And they went up and pitched in, I never get this word right. Keth your
Kiriath Yerim.
I never get that one. I never them two J's in there, they look at me and I'm like, I don't know what that is. Kirath
God.
every time. I mean literally every time I look at that, I'll be like, okay. Karath Yerim in Yehuda or Yehowadim. Wherefore they called the place uh, Magna Magnadan
God.
unto this day. Behold, this is behind Kerath Yearim. And they passed there unto Mount Ephraim, and came to the house of Micah. The Danites take Micah's idols. Verse 14. It tripped me out how they be fussing and fighting over idols. Like, what is this? What is this, really? Verse 14. Then answered the 5 men that went to spy out the land, the country of Lachish or Laish, and said unto their brethren, do you know that there in this house an ephod and a tifram, teraphim, and a graven image and a molten image? Now therefore consider what you have to do. And he turned thitherward and came to the house of the young man, the Levite, even to the house of Micah, and saluted him. And the 600 men appointed with weapons of war, which were of the children of Dan, stood by the entering of the gate. So you got 600 Danites, probably dressed
Mm-hmm.
in black with weapons of war. This
God.
is an intimidating sight. You know what I'm saying? These cats are not they
It's
Israelites, but
business.
you know what I'm saying? They Israelites, but these are not. These ain't they Israelites, but they Danites. These Danites. They
Mm-hmm.
Dan. Verse 7.
God.
And the 5 men that went out to spy the land went up and came to thither, and took the graven images and the ephod and the tifrim and the molten image, and the priest stood in the entering of the gate with the 600 men that were appointed with the weapons of war. They keep mentioning the weapons of war because they want us to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an intimidating sight to see these cats. Uh, Imagine 600 cats standing with rifles, probably dressed in black. I'm not gonna say they were dressed in all black, but probably dressed in black. And they look very intimidating, to say the least. Even though they Israelites and you Israelite, but these damn children. So you know what I'm saying? He's not Yehudites or uh, Yahwedites. These are Don's children, Danites. Verse 18. And these went into Michael's house and fetched the carved images, the carved image, the ephod and the teraphim and the molten image, and said unto the priests with them, what do you? Like, what's happening? And they said unto him, hold your shalom, or hold your shalom. Lay lay your hands upon your mouth and go with us and be for us a father and a priest. It is it better for you to be priest to the house of one man, or to be a priest unto a tribe and a family of Israel? Hmm, that's an interesting deal. So he told him he would give him 10 pieces of silver a year. So if it's 600 of them, if they all give him 10 pieces of silver a year, he'll be a rich man.
God.
Verse 20. And the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the tifrim and the graven image and went into the midst of the people. So he turned and departed, and put the little ones and the cattle and the carriage before him. And when they were good ways, hmm, and when they were a good way from the house of Micah, the men that were in the house near Micah's house were gathered together and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and they turned their faces unto Micah with a lied you that you come into such a company. Like, what what's going on? What you doing with these
Mhm.
guys? Verse 24. And he said, you have taken away my idols which I made, and the priests that are and the priests, and you are gone away and have more. And what have I more? Like, what else I got, man? You took everything I got. And what is this that you are saying to me? What aileth you? Hey, man.
It's like you're saying, what's your problem? You know,
Right.
why are you asking me what's my problem?
Yeah. Like, you done took all my stuff, man. I ain't got nothing left. Like,
Mhm.
what's going on? I can't believe you said you done took my idols. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Verse 25. Our people something else, I promise.
Yeah.
But you know, we say that here now. But you know, if we went to, you know, certain people's homes and we took down that JC picture, you know what I'm saying? They flipped their wig. What you doing, man?
Mhm.
Put that back. I can't touch that. That thing been in my family for generations. It was my granddaddy. My granddaddy had that. Like, nah, bro, you don't need this. Verse 25. And the children of Dan said unto him, let not your voice be heard among us, lest anger fall upon, lest angry fellows run upon you and lose your life with the lives of your household. Dang, don't get your whole house killed. You know what I'm saying?
God.
I told you these Danites, like, look, they Israelites, but these Dan children. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Think about you got a rough uncle or a rough cousin, and you like, yeah, we family, but you know,
God.
I don't really deal with him like that. You know what
Mhm. God.
I'm saying? Verse 26. And the children of Dan went their way, and Michael saw that they were too strong for him, and he turned and went back into his house. And he took the things which Micah had made, and the priests which he had made, and came to Lachish or Laish unto a people that were quiet and secure. And they smote them with the edge of the sword and burnt the city with fire. You know, I don't understand why they go in and burn stuff because you're supposed to use that stuff.
Hmm.
You know, that's what I would think. But, you know, they do what you got to do, I guess. Verse 28. And there was no deliverer because it was from Zidon,
Hmm.
and they had no business with any man, and it was in the valley that lieth by Beth Lahab, in the city, uh, and they built a city and dwelt therein. And they called the name of the city Dan, after the name of their father, who was born in Israel. Howbeit, the name of the city was Laish at the first. And the children
Hmm.
of Dan set up the graven image, and Jehonathan, the son of Gershon, the son of Manasseh, he and his sons were priests of the tribe of. What? Did I read that right? He and his
You
sons.
kind of, it's off. It's off.
Wow. Were the priests of the tribe of Dan unto this day of the captivity of the land. And they set there Micah's graven image, which he made, all that all the time of the house of the Most High, the Most High was in Shiloh. So this cat was not even. This was a Manassite. He wasn't even a Levite. He was from the Manasseh.
God, I was wondering. I wasn't sure. Like I wanted to believe that they're calling him a priest or they're desiring him to be their priest. Maybe he is from the sons of Aharon, but doesn't appear to be the case at all.
Wow. He played them. He played Micah. And then he rode with Dan. And now he the priest of. Wow. That's crazy. That kind of explains why Dan. Well, this whole bit right here kind of explains why Dan was so wild.
Hmm.
Because Dan has been wild from what we read about Shimshon up until this point. I mean,
And,
we
and this is prophetic as well. You think about what did Father Yasharal say about Dan, that he would be a stumbling block, I believe.
yeah, kind indeed. That is exactly right. All praises. Well, yeah, we certainly can learn from these writings here. So, you got
Hmm.
to read.
Indeed, I keep.
So everybody.
All right, continuing. This is the book of Shophetim, Judges, chapter 19. A Levite's concubine degraded. Verse 1. And it came to pass in those days, when there was no king in Yasharal, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem Yehowadah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem Yehowadah, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband, Slakia. So, going back up there, the Levites were told specifically, or maybe that was the priest, or was that the Levites also that had to marry virgins from the tribe of Levi? I can't remember, but continuing, verse 3.
Kurt.
And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of donkeys. And she brought him into her father's house, And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, comfort your heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. So, he's trying to send him away with something to eat.
Yeah.
It appears. Verse 6. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, be content, I pray you, and tarry all night, and let your heart be merry. So, started off just have something to eat.
Right.
Now tarry here, rest here tonight. Right? Verse 7. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, comfort your heart, I pray you. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat, both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said unto him, behold, now the day draweth toward even. I pray you, tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that you may go home. So he's delayed his departure, these three times. Right. Verse 10. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed and came over against Jebus, which is Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 donkeys saddled. His concubine also was with him. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent, and the servant said unto his master, come, I pray you, and let us turn into the city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, we will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is, not of the children of Yasharal. We will pass over to Gibeah. And he said unto his servant, come, and let us draw near to one of those places to lodge all night in Gibeah or in Ramah. So, they had the opportunity, to get off the road and lodge in a city that was, a city that wasn't of their people. Right. It's a city of strangers. They continue, they want to continue and get to Gibeah, where I believe that is of the tribe of Ben-Amin. That's the Benjamites.
Yes, indeed.
All right, continuing. Verse 13. Or did I just Khan, verse 13. And he said, which one?
You're 14.
Okay, Khan. Verse 14. And they passed on and went their way. And the sun went down upon them when they were in Gibeah, or by Gibeah, which belongeth to Ben-Amin. And they turned aside thither to go in and lodge in Gibeah. And he went in, and he sat down in the street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodging. So this would have been a custom of our people. You got a traveler, somebody that's not of the city, that's of your people. He's expecting to be able to find somewhere to stay.
Exactly.
All right, verse 16. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourneyed in Gibeah, but the men of the place were Benamites. So he's found one of his own tribesmen sojourning in the land of Ben-Amin. Right.
Yep.
Verse 17. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, where go you? And whence come you, or where you coming from?
Right.
And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem Yehowadah toward the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I. And I went to Bethlehem Yehowadah, but I am now going to the house of Yahweh, and there is no man that receiveth me to house. So, he's on a journey. If he's going to the house of the Most High,
Mm-hmm.
at this time it's in Shiloh.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's got to continue. I want to say Shiloh's in the territory of Benjamin as well, or Ben-Amin as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Continuing. Let's see. Was that verse 18 out? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. 19. We have.
Ready? 19.
Yeah.
Yet there is both straw and provender for our donkeys, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for your handmaid, and for the young man which is with your servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Shalom, or Assalamu alaikum. Howsoever, let all your wants lie upon me, only lodge not in the street. So, if let's say, we were supposed to be headed up to Chicago this weekend. Suppose we hadn't been able to secure lodging, and we think that we're just gonna hang out on the street and find somewhere to sleep on the street up there.
Right.
This brother is right here is pretty much warning us that this is not safe to do.
Right.
Not back then and not now today either.
Right. Exactly.
All right, verse 21. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the donkeys, and they washed their feet and did eat and drink. Verse 22. Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of evil, beset the house round about it, or round about, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, saying, of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into your house, that we may know him.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, so just stopping right there, that we may know him. These men are not talking about greeting him and having a conversation with him. They're talking about doing something abominable with this traveler to this land, right?
Yeah. This is a familiar scene from Bereshit, because this happened at the house of Lot, and when the Mallet came. So, wow, this is crazy.
It's terrible because we've heard the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, and we know that that wasn't a Hebrew nation; those were Canaanites as well.
Right.
Now we have our people in the land of Canaan who are being an abominable like the natives of the land.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
Wow.
That's what happened when you don't get rid of those. You know what I'm saying? When you don't get rid of those, now that behavior is obviously well developed in Binyamin right here.
All right, verse 23. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, or lie, I pray you, do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is coming to my house. Do not this folly. So now, man, what are y'all thinking about? Verse 24. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now and humble you them, and do with them what seemed good unto you. But unto this man, do not so vile a thing.
Wow.
So, this elder, in order to try to ensure that our people are not defiled, is ready to give them his daughter as well as the concubine. I remember us covering this, a couple of years ago, and I believe we both came away saying that not sure that we would be able to do this. We both having daughters, just give them to these men of These wicked men, not just
Yeah.
men. This is not like giving your daughter to a righteous man.
Right.
This is like giving your daughter to something worse than a heathen. Not really.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, the whole reason he's willing to do that is just to save this man who came under his house, under his protection. And so, think of that. Oh, his daughter's under his protection, but
Mm-hmm.
for what these men are looking to do, it would be better for them to do it with his daughter and with the concubine than with this man. So, you know, I see the logic there, but yeah, that would be a difficult. I don't know. I don't know what I do in that situation. I mean, that's a hard one. That's a real hard one.
Come.
Hmm.
All right, continue in verse 25. But the men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her master was, till it was light. And her master rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. So, I'm just picturing like where she's just kind of sitting there and trying to grab at the door. That's probably the last thing that she was able to reach before she like passed out,
Yeah.
All right, verse 28. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her up on the donkey, and the man rose up and got him unto his place. And when he was coming to his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces and sent her into all the coasts of Yasharal. And it was so that all that saw it said, there was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Yasharal came up out of the land of Mizraim unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds.
Hmm.
So, yeah, this folly, now remembering that what we read in the previous or the 2 chapters back, or it might have been even last chapter, where every man did what was right in his own eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And this was something that was, every man did that within our nation, but this situation has raised eyebrows,
Right.
right? For our nation at this time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continuing. It's the book of Shophetim, Judges chapter 20, resolved to punish the guilty. Verse
Mm-hmm.
1. Then all the children of Yasharal went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead unto Yahweh in Mizpeh. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Yasharal, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of the Most High, 400,000 footmen that drew sword.
Hmm.
So yeah, this incident has caused the people to unite.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continue. Well, most of the tribes, excluding some, right, or one really.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Verse 3. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Yasharal were gone up to Mizpeh. Then said the children of Yasharal, Tell us, how was this wickedness?
Mm-hmm.
And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin, I and my concubine to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and beset the house round about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me, and my concubine have they forced, that she is dead. And I took my concubine, and I cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Yasharal. For they have committed lewdness and folly in Yasharal.
Hmm.
Behold, ye are all children of Yasharal, give here your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, we will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Yasharal, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Yasharal. So, it's in their hearts to make this situation right, to really take out vengeance on wicked Benjamites from Gibeah,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Those who did the folly.
Khan. Verse 11. So all the men of Yasharal were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribe of Yasharal sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you? Now, therefore, deliver us the men, the children of evil, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death, and put away evil from Yasharal. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Yasharal. So, back in the time of Yahshua, I forget exactly how many hundred years maybe, or before this, or maybe 200, because we know that there was a couple of captivities, well, a few captivities, and I think the longest one was like maybe 80 years,
Yeah.
or it might have been shorter. But so just remembering the situation of Akan, how the Most High called that first the tribe of Yahweh together, and then they separated. They singled it all the way down to who wrought the folly,
Right.
and nobody said, nah, we're not gonna give them to you.
No.
They went on and did what was asked to
Right.
keep evil from the land. Right.
Yes. Indeed.
All right. Verse 14. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities unto Gibeah, to go out to battle against the children of Yasharal.
Mm.
And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the city 26,000 men that drew sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Among all this people there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling stones at an hair breadth and not miss. So these are some skilled soldiers,
Yes.
deadly.
Yes.
I call myself surgical with my rifle, but these brothers were surgical with that sling, right?
Throwing rocks. You know what I'm saying?
God, God. All right, verse 17. And the men of Yasharal, beside Benjamin, were numbered 400,000 men that drew sword. All these were men of war.
Mm.
Civil war, Benjamin defeated.
Mm.
Verse 18. And the children of Yasharal arose and went up to the house of the Most High, and asked counsel of the Most High, and said, which of us shall go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? And Yahweh said, Yahweh shall go up first.
We always say Yahweh.
Mm-hmm. God.
Yeah.
And what I'm liking is that they're not just rushing out to battle, which is kind of surprising, because we know that.
That's the norm.
So it's something to this whole thing. Every man's doing what he thought was right in his own eyes,
Right.
because if it was total folly, they wouldn't even be seeking the Most High. But don't get me wrong, it's folly going on, but they've got enough sense to ask the Most High for guidance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That was miraculous in the point that they would say, go to him and seek seek information. Remember about the men that presented themselves from a far country? They didn't do that, and it came back to bite them. So maybe they've learned something from that point.
Con.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing, verse 19. And the children of Yasharal rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Yasharal went out to battle against Ben-Amin. And the men of Yasharal put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Ben-Amin came forth out of Gibeah and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 20 and 2,000 men.
Mm.
And I guess we're gonna get to it because I'm not totally sure why Yasharal was defeated against these wicked brothers.
Right. Man.
Uh, but verse 22, and the people, the men of Yasharal, encouraged themselves and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Yasharal went up and wept before Yahweh until even, and asked counsel of Yahweh, saying, shall I go up again to battle against the children of Ben-Amin, my brother? And Yahweh said, go up against him.
Mm.
And the children of Yasharal came near against the children of Ben-Amin the second day. And Ben-Amin went forth against them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Yasharal again 18,000 men.
Mm.
All these drew the sword.
What in the world is
Then
going on here?
Khan, I don't, I'm not, because we haven't read, up to this moment, anything, folly that Yasharal had done wrong. They've asked counsel and the
Right.
Most High has approved and told them to go forth, but yet, the victory has not been secured.
Right.
We've got to find out why.
22,000, 18,000. What's that, like 30? That's like 40,000 people.
Yeah, Khan, indeed, Aki. Yep.
Wow.
All right, verse 26. Then all the children of Yasharal and all the people went up and came into the house of the Most High and wept and sat there before Yahweh and fasted that day until even and offered burnt offerings and shalom offerings before Yahweh. And the children of Yasharal inquired of Yahweh, for the ark of the covenant of the Most High was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aharon, stood before it in those days, saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Ben-Amin, my brother, or shall I cease? And Yahweh said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into your hand.
Hmm.
And So, they've asked counsel these first two times, and, they were given the direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
They asked again, and they're again given that direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But this time.
Verse 29.
Yeah.
And Yasharal set liers in wait round about Gibeah. And the children of Yasharal went up against the children of Ben-Amin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah as at other times. And the children of Ben-Amin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city. And they began to smite of the people, and kill, as at other times, in the highways, of which one goeth up to the house of the Most High, and the other to Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Yasharal. And the children of Ben-Amin said, they are smitten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Yasharal said, let us flee, and draw them from the city unto the highways.
Mm.
And all the men of Yasharal rose up out of their place, and put themselves in array at this evil city, or this evil town.
Mm.
And the liers in wait of Yasharal came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. So, they've laid a trap for these Benamites,
Mm-hmm.
right? Verse 34. And they came against Gibeah, 10,000 chosen men out of all of Yasharal. And the battle was sore, but they knew not the evil was near them.
Mm.
And Yahweh smote Ben-Amin before Yasharal.
Mm.
And the children of Yasharal destroyed of the Benamites that day 20 and 5,100 men.
Mm.
All these drew the sword. So the children of Ben-Amin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Yasharal gave place to the Benamites, because they trusted into the liers in wait, which they had set beside Gibeah. And the liers in wait hasted and rushed upon Gibeah, And the liers in wait drew themselves along and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign between the men of Yasharal and the liers in wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Yasharal retired in the battle, Ben-Amin began to smite and kill of the men of Yasharal about 30 persons. For they said, surely they are smitten down before us as in the first battle. But when the flame began to rise up out of the city with the pillar of smoke, the Benamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to Shemaim. And when the men of Yasharal turned again, the men of Ben-Amin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Therefore, they turned their backs before the men of Yasharal into the way of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities were destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benamites round about, and chased them, and trod them down with ease over against Gibeah toward the sunrising. And there fell of Ben-Amin 18,000 men. All these were men of valor.
Wow.
So how many is that? There was 18 there, and it was
The 20, what in 22?
let's see.
Smoke the children and destroy it. What was it at?
I want to say it was
Smitten individuals turn their lives away. It said about 30 persons. Oh, here we go. Verse 239. And the men of returned to battle, and Benjamin began to smite and kill the men of Israel.
no, that's what they was killing the Yasharal. Yeah,
Oh,
the people that was fighting against them.
and rose up. Pillars. Okay, my bad.
Okay, so it was that day 5,000 Slakia, 25,000 and 100.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's 43-1, I think.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Okay. All right, continuing. Verse 44. And there fell a Slakia, verse 45.
Yeah.
And they turned and fled toward the wilderness unto the rock of Ramon. And they gleaned of them in the highways 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them. So they're running and they're still being slaughtered.
Yeah, they're down to 3,000.
Verse 46. So that all that which fell that day of Ben-Amin were 20 and 5,000 men that drew the sword. All these were men of valor. But 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock of Ramon, and abode at the rock of Ramon 4 months. And the men of Yasharal turned again upon the children of Ben-Amin, and smote them with the edge of the sword, as well the men of every city, as the beasts, and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that came to.
Wow.
God.
They dealing with these like these some straight up heathens.
Indeed. All right, let's see how this situation plays out.
Right.
All right. It's the book of Shophetim, Judges chapter 21, Mourning Lost Tribe, verse 1. Now the men of Yasharal had sworn in Mespeh, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto the Benamite to wife. And the people came to the house of the Most High, and abode there till even before the Most High, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Yahweh, Yahweh of Yasharal, why is this come to pass in Yasharal, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Yasharal? And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and shalom offerings. And the children of Yasharal said, who is there among all the tribes of Yasharal that came not up with the congregation unto Yahweh? For they had made the great oath concerning him that came not up to Yahweh to Mizpeh, saying, he shall surely be put to death. And the children of Yasharal repented them for Ben-Amin, their brother, and said, there is one tribe cut off from Yasharal this day. How shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing that we have sworn by Yahweh that we will not give them of our daughters to wives?
Mm.
So, in this, we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Namely, well, I think the last time we talked about it was when Yeptai or Yepaneh had made that oath to the Most High that he would slaughter whatever came out of his door upon
Mm.
returning from battle.
Yes, indeed.
And when Mashiach says, don't even make oaths. Just
Don't
let
do
your
it.
yea be yea and your nay be nay.
Indeed, Akeem. Good point.
All right, continuing. Verse 8. Provision for their survival. And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Yasharal that came not up to Mespeh to Yahweh? And behold, there came none to the camp from Yabesh Gilead to the assembly. So Yabesh Gilead, I want to say that is of the tribe of Ephraim. That's
Mm.
either, I want to say it's Ephraim or Manasseh. Let's
See,
let's
let's
take
see
a
what
look at that word. Let's see.
oh, it's got two meanings.
Khan.
Dry, a town in the territory of Gilead, according to uh, Isabias,
Mm-hmm.
beyond Jordan, 6 miles, 10 kilometers from Pella, in the Mount Road
Khan.
of Gershon. Site unknown, but maybe uh, what is that? Wide Yes.
Mm-hmm. YBS Khan. So I'm not certain. I could be off. I guess I saw the Gilead and I thought of Ephraim. So,
Yeah.
I could have misjudged that one though.
Well, it says right here. It says uh, Jabez, the name of an Israelite place in Palestine, Gilead.
So yeah, if it's Gilead, I mean Gilead was given to Ephraim, wasn't it?
I, that sounds familiar, right? That does sound familiar. I mean, when we look at other places it was used, we see it in Judges 21. Oh, that's where we at. My bad.
Khan.
That's
I
where
mean,
we
but
at.
if we can find Gilead, we can see whose territory that would be.
Actually, this is the first time it was used. It wasn't mentioned before
Okay.
in this context. Now, let me go back. Because remember, it had a dual meaning. Uh, well, the way it's used here. Let me say that. So, if we went to the root
And I'm
word,
wrong.
okay.
I'm wrong. So Gilead, I thought that it was Ephraim. If we
Mm-hmm.
go back to Bamidbar, Numbers chapter 26, verse
Mm-hmm.
29, and
Okay.
we find out who indeed these Gileadites are. And it was the other son of Joseph,
Manasseh.
Manasseh.
Okay. Yeah, I see other sons of Manasseh. Mike, Malachi, the family of the
Uh-huh.
Levites. Yeah, begot Gilead. Yeah, that's why I gave it a dual meaning, so we could get that. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Well, you was close, all right? You was right there.
Con, all praises, all praises. So, these people are that they're going to, this town is this is our people. This is
Hmm.
our people, and they are from the tribe of Manasseh. All
Right.
right. Continuing. Verse, let's see, I believe we're ready for verse 9.
Yeah.
Con.
That's not. Yeah.
For the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Yabesh Gilead there. And the congregation sent thither 12,000 men of the valiantest, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Yabesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children.
Dang.
What?
What in the world? What in the world is this?
Okay, calm. I don't understand. Okay. you know what? Remember that they were remember what Ephraim had said before. Ephraim didn't get called to the battle. They came down with animosity towards Gideon.
Yes.
Uh, so this was something common. Like if you didn't show up to the fight, people would be rocked with you, and this would be a reason for you to be targeted in some type
Okay.
of way.
Okay. That makes sense then, because they didn't go
Yeah,
out. So go handle them. Since they didn't want to fight, we're gonna get rid of them. Like,
kind. Wow. All right, verse 11. And this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that have lain by man. So, yeah, this is just going to leave children and virgins. Well, yeah.
mm-hmm.
Well, verse 12. And they found among the inhabitants of you. Let me stop, all right, because it doesn't seem like this doesn't seem like the best course of action for our people, all right?
Nah, I mean it doesn't. But I mean, think of it though. If we go in a fight, and
Uh-huh.
when it comes to war, we rely solely on ourselves. If we go to fight and you don't come with us, we coming back. We're gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of makes sense because if you don't help us fight, we're gonna fight you. That's incentive for you to help us fight.
Con. I mean, but it's okay. Looking at the law, if we went to Devarim chapter 20,
Uh-huh.
it's gonna tell us the rules of warfare. And like one of those laws for warfare were for the priests to encourage the men that were going to war
Mhm.
and for the captains to do a poll on who was able to go to war. So, like, if you had dedicated a vineyard, if
Yeah,
you had married a woman, if you had built a new house,
yeah,
or if you were afraid,
yeah,
you were told to go back home.
yeah.
You were given this mercy to go back home. So, I don't
Well,
know.
maybe
It just seemed.
maybe that's for those who showed up. I'm thinking these
Uh-huh.
cats didn't come out. Like they didn't even like. Yeah, it's a war, and we need everybody come, and they're like, I ain't going no war. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't doing that. You
Yeah,
know
well, that would definitely be a deterrent for other people to think that that was something acceptable to
exactly,
do.
exactly, exactly.
All right, continuing, verse 12. And they found among the inhabitants of Yabesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by laying with any male, and they brought them unto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock of Ramon, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them wives, which they had saved alive of the women of Yabesh Gilead, and yet so they sufficed them not. And the people repented, and the people repented them for Benjamin, because that Yahweh had made a breach in the tribes of Yasharal. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing that women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Yasharal. Howbeit, we may not give them wives of our daughters, for the children of Yasharal have sworn, saying, cursed be he that giveth a wife to Benjamin.
Wow.
Then they said, behold, there is a feast of Yahweh in Shiloh yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come you out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife, and wives of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. So I was wrong. I said Shiloh was in the land of Benjamin before, I think.
Oh,
Let's
did you?
see who Shiloh's territory belongs to. That's Ephraim.
So wait a minute though. Would these be Canaanites?
No, these would be of the daughters of Shiloh would be that's where also I mean it don't seem right because not only are these Israelites, this is where the Ark of the Most High is at.
Right, right. Yeah, that's what you said. You said that the house of the Most High would be in Shiloh at this time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay, con.
yeah.
Okay. Well, and it's okay, it's in Shiloh, which is in dwelling in Ephraim, and these Benamites have been told to go and catch you a woman from this city of the Ephraimites. Right?
So that can't be. It can't be Ephraim though, because they would be a part of that covenant. It said, "Curses the man that give his daughter to Ephraim." I mean, not to Ephraim, but to Benjamin. So it had to be another nation.
I don't think so. Cause daughters of Shiloh. Like put pull up the blue letter for Shiloh.
Yeah. Let me put it up right quick. Yeah, Shiloh, place of rest, a city of Ephraim, temperance from the covenant, the tabernacle, where Shemuel grew up. Yeah, but remember, it also said that they did not run off all of the inhabitants before that were there before. So that has to be who they're talking about, because you can't vow to the Most High to not give your daughter to Benjamin and then make a plan that we're going to just give these Ephraimite women to Benjamin because you the cross. So now you
But
cursing
they
yourself.
didn't give them to him.
They just went and took them.
They took them.
Oh, okay, okay. I hold up now, because it also says that a man forcing a woman is equivalent to him murdering her.
Con.
So you know what I'm saying. It's got to be a logical something that we're missing right here at this point, because I'm thinking it has to be these other. It has to be another nation, because that's the
Mm.
only, because all of Israel has already vowed that this wouldn't happen. So surely they're not going to just give the daughters of Ephraim over to be raped by the the Benjamites,
Well,
even though it's a dire situation. But
con.
it's got to be something to that. Um, I, I don't know.
Check out the next verse, all right?
Yeah, go ahead. Verse 22.
Con.
Mhm.
Verse 22. And it shall be when their fathers or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war, for ye did not give them unto them at this time, that ye should be guilty.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's pretty much saying that you're not going
Yeah,
to be responsible for this vow that you
yeah,
made.
yeah, I got it. Yeah, well, whew, that's crazy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, definitely don't vow, because that vow is going to
Con.
come back and bite you in the butt. Don't even do it.
Indeed. Verse 23. And the children of Benamin did so, and took them wives according to their number of them that danced, whom they caught. And they went and returned into their inheritance, and repaired the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Yasharal departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Yasharal. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. You know?
It's ironic that they ended like with that. You know what I'm saying? That
Uh-huh.
they with this, in this book with
It's
that.
letting you know this wasn't right. This wasn't right what just happened.
Right. Like, wow. So, I mean, is that to this day? Because you think about this
Mm,
before Dawid, this is before uh Shaul, the Benjamite, King Shaul.
I mean, it sounds like Ben Amin after this situation and
Uh-huh.
after them, getting wives, that Ben Amin was probably supposed to just marry within themselves.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Well, I mean, but think about it. With Shaul being king, you think he was limited to Benjamin, or did they, give him wives of take my daughter, take my daughter. Who would want the king to be their daughter to be with the king?
And I almost want to second that out because we remember during the time of the rivalry between Shaul and Dawid that most of Yasharal was with Shaul. It was only Yahweh that was with David.
Exactly, exactly.
So yeah, there would have probably, just knowing what we know about ancient society and cultures, oftentimes to strengthen tribes and families.
Hmm.
You would give your wife to maybe another tribe to strengthen the bond there,
Yeah.
or give your son, or take a wife for your son from perhaps you're from Ben Amin. Perhaps you want to make a good relationship with the Semonite, or
Mhm.
somebody from Simeon. Simeon,
Right.
you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean that that's commonplace. That's commonplace.
Mhm.
And well, whoever does this, to him will I give my daughter the wife. You know, Kind of like what Caleb did. That wasn't unusual, or that wasn't out of place. So interesting, interesting. Well, a lot of good information. A lot of information coming through here. Um, understanding the Danites, how they got manipulated by a Manassite, and thinking that they had a Levite to be a priest, and he was actually a Manassite. Like that's crazy business.
Mhm.
But also in this particular situation, for the for the Benjamites to all of that could have been avoided if they would have just handed over the evildoers. You
Con,
know,
I
it would have been all done. But instead, they chose to defend the doers of evil, and it about near wiped them out.
Mhm.
They put it down to nothing, literally to nothing. So okay, um, so yeah, it's a lot we can learn from these situations. Number one, stay away from evil. Hate the evil. Stay
Mhm.
away from it. Don't deal with it. Don't be trying to hang out and with the evildoers. Uh, Certainly don't protect them. You know, Stay in righteousness and keep that where it needs to be. Righteousness should be at the forefront of everything that we're doing, and that's where the focus needs to stay with us, with everything. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. And go ahead and, if you will, Akeem.
Con, after reading and coming off such of a high after reading the book of Joshua, and
Mhm.
our people moving together in order, it's really something to come to the book of Shophetim,
Mhm.
Judges, and read a lot of what had taken place. It's not surprising because we see the same thing now. There we don't have a well, we do have a king, so I should
Mhm.
never say that.
Yeah.
Mashiach, is our king. However, we don't have anyone here to establish order for the most part. So, we've got brothers and sisters that are in different faiths, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Faiths that are contrary to the scriptures.
Right.
However, there's not someone physically like we can tell them about it that they're in error, but a lot of times that falls on deaf ears.
Yeah.
So, likewise, we're in a similar situation here in this captivity. Uh, Man, this is I love history.
Yeah.
This is a good piece of it.
Yeah.
Our people at this point, we're 12 tribes, one nation.
Right.
However, we're a very loose confederation. Uh,
Right.
it took something it took something terrible to happen for us to come together. And all of those different times, we went off, bad things happened, the Most High redeemed. Uh, then, we continued the same folly. It's like a bad movie. It's like a bad movie where the same thing keeps on happening, and it's almost like it's out of your control.
Right.
But I'll yield there. But before I do, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Wa Malak Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, and
Hallelujah.
Barak Hashem.
Hallelujah. Bless the name. Bless the all praises to Yahweh in the name of his beloved son, Yahweh Shah, the Messiah. Bless you and bless the name of Yahweh. Hallelujah. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and close this on out. All praises to the Most High for a magnificent book, the book of Shophetim or Judges, historical context. Join us next week as we continue into the book of Ruth and going in and understanding the readings and or the writings of that particular book. Uh, we do this for a certain reason. The reason we do this is Book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Ha'abba for Israel is that they might be saved. We want to see our people saved. We want to see our people set free. We want to see our people redeemed from these captivities in which we have been scattered, from this captivity and where we have been scattered throughout all these lands. How we're going to do it? First of all, we're going to keep the belief and the faith in Hamashiach, the Messiah, his return and his redemption of us, his people, the people of the Most High. Secondly, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13, let us to the conclusion of the whole matter, fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is so very important to understand that in the conclusion of the whole matter, we are to fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. At the end of the day, when it is all said and done, all the dust is settled, all the smoke is cleared, we will be judged on whether we have feared the Most High and kept his commandments. Why? Because this is the whole duty of man. I am your Akazaki Yahu, joined by my most esteemed Akinanaya, giving all praises, honor, and great esteem unto the Most High Power, Yahweh, Bashem, Hamashiach, Wamalak, Yahweh Shah, and to the 12 tribes of Israel, who are scattered to the four corners of the earth. I say Shalom, Wa, Baruchim, that is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day when the Most High brings us back together and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant, back in our own land with a heart of flesh and no more a heart of stone, with our enemies, our adversaries, and all those who hate us under our feet. Until that day come, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah.
All praises to the Abba. Praise you, Abba Yah. Barak. What's like it?
Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala. That's what I was missing. Kwam Yashala. Kwam Yashala. And Barak Hashem Yahweh.